Are we safe to shop at Balenciaga again? In this video, we'll be discussing why it may not be a good idea to shop at Balenciaga again, owing to the company's latest major scandal being a 2022 scandal featuring children in settings of bondage. We'll also be discussing what Balenciaga has done to repair its brand and reputation with the public since its 2022 scandal, as well as what you as a customer of luxury goods can do to protect yourself from future scandals happening with other designers or Balenciaga itself. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Give this video a big thumbs up and click subscribe. My name is Pamela. I am a luxury lover. Our channel here is all about luxury, but I'm also a lawyer and entrepreneur by trade. This video comes as the third of our latest series on the channel investigating luxury brands and whether or not they make good investments. For those of you that don't know, just a few years ago in 2022, Balenciaga was part of a major PR scandal pertaining to imagery, aka advertisements they had put out featuring children in bondage attire, in bondage settings, whatever your verbiage of choice is, featuring children in blatantly inappropriate settings for children. Some digging beneath the surface by the public revealed that not only were we met with this surface situation of the ad from Balenciaga, but that the company itself had individuals and had ideologies internally, allegedly, that were rooted and focused on children's inappropriateness, including, again, conduct of some of the company's leaders. Side note, we have seen before themes of super successful individuals dealing in that world of children's inappropriateness that I want to be very careful on YouTube with my word choice, but I also am very thankful that my audience is very intelligent, you guys that watch these videos. So when I say children's inappropriate, I think you know we're talking all the way up to illegal content featuring children, illegal actions surrounding children, and so on. It was surprising to me as a business person to find out that the year prior to the scandal, the brand had seen $1.91 billion in sales. That number seemed astronomical given that we are looking at attire, and Balenciaga is one of what might seem to the public 2 or 3 or 5, luxury brands, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel, things like that. But to those of us that are professional shoppers, let's call it, Balenciaga is one of hundreds, if not thousands, of haute designer brands out there. So the fact that we are dealing with multi-billions in sales is insane to me. It is not surprising that in 2022, following their accident, sales dipped. However, you'll also be aware of the reality that following the 2022 scandal, stores were broken into, products were vandalized. In addition to the lower sales figure, they also had probably, I would venture to guess, one of their highest loss years of all time. So sales is the money coming in, but also there's a lot of money that goes out when you own a corporation, when you run a business. And again, in 2022, the year of the scandal, I suspect that there was major money being bled out, covering damages that were caused not only on the PR front, covering contractual breaches that they likely would have had no option but to, fall on their sword, owing to public disgust on the matter. All these celebrities like Kim Kardashian breaking very valuable contracts, allegedly. And of course, dealing with physical damage. Balenciaga stores being broken is a Balenciaga problem to deal with. Interestingly, sales have, of course, been lower than 2021 in the years that followed. However, what is surprising is that we're not talking about like a 50%, 75%, lifeline style loss of sales where Balenciaga is hanging on by a thread. I reviewed sources that indicated that Balenciaga has lost as little as, 10% of its sales base. I would expect a lot more loss given the conduct we're talking about. But again, that's another note for you as the viewer. Share your thoughts. What do you think? Are these losses like a 10% loss? Is that commensurate with what the brand actually is alleged to have done? Or are we looking at a situation here where we all just wish Balenciaga just wrapped up and completely failed altogether? Now, what has Balenciaga done since their scandal? This was really interesting to me in the sense that I could not find many conclusive reports in terms of they did this, it went this way. If anything, I found that there were other micro scandals since then, including a runway show in LA that did not go well in terms of the models chosen, the attire portrayed, what they've done. So, of course, they issued a statement admitting to a series of grievous errors. Okay. They launched investigations. I mean, who cares? Like, these are all open-ended actions so far. They launched investigations, including internal and external investigations. We don't have a public report on how that went. They reached out to child protection organizations. Of course, they're going to do that. Something like that is so incredibly performative to me. Whenever a company is caught being racist, they're going to reach out to racial welfare, understanding, acceptance group. When they're caught being anti-LGBTQIA+, they are, of course, going to make a big donation to a company accepted or rooted in or created by a member of that community or members of that community. So reaching out to child protection organizations, extremely performative to me. They have shuffled a few individuals inside the company, reorganizing its image department is what I came across. They have issued an apology. Wouldn't you? How on earth are you going to keep this brand alive without issuing an apology as a free start on your road to recovery? There have been a few other measures like this that I came across. And when I say this, what I mean is neither here nor there, nothing conclusive, no reports, no findings, no definitive actions. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it is alleged that individuals within Balenciaga's leadership, unfortunately, are involved in that life-ruining world of children's inappropriateness. And it remains to be seen what has happened with those individuals. Switching lanes a little bit within the Balenciaga conversation. In the last few years, I would say last 5, maybe up to 10, right? We have seen mass episodes of brand cancellations. You know, Jeffree Star is getting canceled, we're cutting up his brushes. Balenciaga is getting canceled, we're cutting up the handbags on camera. And so on and so forth. These are just examples. However, there is a cost there to the customer, a real serious cost. So what do? How do we prevent ourselves from being the fools of these corporate games that play around, shove their product down our throat? We work hard for that money, we buy the product, and we are at the company's mercy in terms of they're making us fools, but also the fools on top, as I pointed out in my Hermes video. And no, I'm not saying Hermes is run by fools. Be very careful with what you read into that. But the fools, allegedly, right? Every human has the capacity to be a fool. The fools on top is a word I use just to describe the fact that it is human behavior. It is human beings running these corporations. And so we are at their mercy of if they're going to choose to be good that day or if they're going to choose to be ballistic. And if they go ballistic, if they go rogue, well, our products tank in value. So how do we protect ourselves? As a luxury shopper, I would say one thing that really matters is that you research the brand first and foremost. Where your money goes is the single most important vote you can make in today's public arena. Be very careful where you put your dollars. Research a company very well beforehand to ensure either on the positive side that it aligns with your beliefs or on the negative side that the bad stuff that company does is not something that is so bad that you can't accept. Whatever that is to you, at no point in this video am I telling you what to do. You decide for yourself. The third thing I would say as a luxury shopper, but also as a logical lawyer. So the luxury shopping side, admittedly, there's a little bit of emotion there coming from nothing like I did. Sometimes, yeah, I fall for a good ad campaign. But then the logical side checks in. One thing I've learned to do in recent years as well is diversify the range of brands I'm supporting so that if one of them ends up going, berserk again, I don't have to throw out my entire closet. But one winter brand we love is LL Bean. I went to college in New England. We spend a lot of the year in Canada. So warm clothing is important. And as somebody that gets really, really cold, that's a category of attire where I am willing to overlook my clothing not being Hermes or Chanel if I can find something warmer, right? And I believe, this is such a funny anecdote, but one of the warmest brands to me is LL Bean. And it's at the point where like our entire winter closet came to be LL Bean when my husband and I first met. And I remember telling him, I hope to God LL Bean does not come out with some racist crap, because I'm going to have to burn all my warm clothes to the ground. And I don't want to be cold. So the same thing, applying that in reverse, if you will. Diversify your range so that if a brand finds itself in hot water, and whether that hot water is embarrassing or whether it's disgusting, illegal, and inappropriate, you can, maybe set one item to the side while you think about or you reflect on the situation, as opposed to your entire closet. And the third thing I would say is that yes, this is a luxury focused channel. It's an inspiring channel, and luxury items always inspire, but you don't actually need everything haute designer. Like, we don't need Balenciaga sweaters for $2,000 when there are actually craftsmanship based designers that sell $200 sweaters, right? So I'm not telling you go for $20 sweaters only, because in my opinion, there's nothing designer there. But there are designers at the range of hundreds of dollars, whereas Balenciaga items, many of them, if not most, are in the thousands of dollars. After all of this, are we safe to shop at Balenciaga again? First off, I want to say that this is a personal choice, and for legal reasons, at no point in this video, again, am I telling you what to do. I'm not telling you to shop there. I'm not telling you not to shop there. When I read the comments on my videos, it's very clear that very intelligent viewers are watching this content. So you're capable of making up your own mind. However, to me, I'm also capable of sharing my thoughts and opinions. To me, a scandal such as the one I have seen Balenciaga grappling with for the last few years, and how little has come out of it in terms of resolution, that scandal alone is enough for me personally to never wear that brand. There's patterns of human behavior where maybe you give somebody 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 20 chances. If we're talking about, socks on the floor, you might give your spouse 1,000 chances in their lifetime to fix that issue. But if we're talking about inappropriate conduct surrounding children, that's a very clear, to me, one and done, and I am one and done with the company. What might confuse a lot of the masses is that, but Pam, if it's this big of an issue, why are the celebrities wearing it again? Don't forget that these celebrities, including one of the main Balenciaga wearers, shall we call her, Kim Kardashian, I know enough as a lawyer to know that her relationship with Balenciaga is contractual. Just because you see celebrities wearing the brand again, a lot of them might be obligated to do so. They might have taken pauses on their contracts while Balenciaga was, in hiding for a few years. And now those contracts might be resuming. This is alleged. I have not looked at any Balenciaga contracts. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let's end this video on a positive note. The content, I tried my best to speak around it while also highlighting the gravity of the situation and the PR scandal that Balenciaga found itself in. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you think? How much time do you give a brand to recover from a PR scandal? And of course, depending on what that PR scandal was, where do you stand with a brand like Balenciaga? And as pertains to you on this channel, do you like this content? Should we keep doing it? Should we keep putting out these quasi-investigative, quasi-investment focused pieces? Obviously, as far as investment goes, we had talked about it in the Hermes video. Any brand is susceptible to PR damage. So there you go. There's the answer. We don't need a whole other video on whether Balenciaga is a good investment. The answer is kind of within the question in that one. And you can always watch the Hermes video I put out. Thanks again for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe. And let me know your thoughts down below. I love reading the super well-articulated thoughts that have come out of the latest videos of my investment series. Thanks again.